Here are 3 things that I like about Singapore as a Malaysian who have been working in Singapore for almost 3 years. Alright, you're right. I mean, I'm just typical Malaysian who have been working in Singapore. Okay, in today's video, I'll talk about 3 things about what I like about Singapore. And of course, every country has their good things and bad things, but I choose to focus on something positive. What are good things that Singapore can offer that as a Malaysian, I feel that it's so good to have such thing. Okay, the first thing is the public transport. Okay, the public transport in Singapore is very top-notch and very extensive. Okay, the best thing is it's still quite affordable. Although there are some adjustments recently for the past few years to increase the transport fare, but I still think that it's still affordable and the good thing is that it's very easy to access to public transport wherever in Singapore, especially in the housing areas and the working areas where it's very easy for you to take bus or even to take MRT. All these bus stations and MRT are actually in walking distance. So that's one of the good things about working and living in Singapore. And the public transport is so convenient that you can just commute around Singapore. Singapore MRT, there are a few lines under construction. If you look at these pictures, and there's this cross island line, okay, a light green line that's going to connect from east to west or vice versa. And there's also another line here, a light blue line. Okay, it's actually at the Jurong area where it connects some of the main stations like Choa Chu Kang Station and also Jurong East. There are a lot of this going on in MRT for the construction of even more extensive MRT. And the best part is the RTS. The RTS is actually connecting Woodlands North to all the way to Johor Bahru. For Malaysians when working in Singapore while staying in JB, this could be a good news for them. And we will see how it goes. And it's expected to complete by the year 2026. And hopefully there will be more people using this to commute between JB and Singapore. Okay, that's the first thing. And the second thing is the food. Right, it's very easy for you to find foods in Singapore because the hawker stores and centers are everywhere in Singapore. Okay, you can find one small hawker store or even hawker center right inside the HDB, which is actually the housing area or the place where a lot of people are staying. And it's very convenient for you to find foods. Seriously, and there are a lot of options. These are some of the common foods that you can find, like for example, like mixed rice, chicken rice, or noodles, and so on. Okay, those are the common ones that you can find. But of course, if you need more options, you can go for a bigger hawker store. And the foods are not that expensive if you are living in Singapore with the local salary. And usually a meal, you cost around $4 to $16, depending on what are the foods that you're eating. So I would say that it's still very affordable. And for a meal, cost around $4 to $16. I think that's very fair enough. And you can save a lot of money by actually working in Singapore as a Malaysian. So the third thing is, of course, the currency. Right? Everyone loves the currency because Singapore has very strong currency. And because of strong economy, and that's why they have very strong currency. But the good thing about having strong currency is that you have a better purchasing power, especially when you travel abroad. And I personally experienced before when I traveled to Europe and also some part of Asia, like Taiwan or China. You can see there are a lot of money, like after exchanging Sing dollars to the local currency, like for example, Chinese renminbi, and also Taiwanese dollar, and even Japanese yen. You can see that they can change a lot of money, then it's very nice for you to spend. And also in Europe and United States, although that their currency is stronger than Sing dollars, but you still can change quite a lot of money because the difference is not so big compared between Euro and also Sing dollars. So Sing dollar is still very strong and it's even stronger than Aussie dollar. So this is one thing good about earning Sing dollars and also living in Singapore and spend Sing dollars. After living in Singapore for more than 2 years, I used to travel around and of course outside of Singapore. Usually in Singapore, it's very easy for you to travel outside of Singapore. And the Changi Airport is very accessible by MRT. And you can just take MRT all the way to Changi Airport. You can take flights to other countries very easily. These are the 3 things that I like about Singapore. But of course, there are a lot of good things about Singapore and every country got good things and bad things. Okay, so I'm not back to Malaysia, but I still think that these are 3 things that actually attracted me the most as I stay in Singapore for more than 3 years. So what do I think about this? And what do you think about Singapore? And if you are Singaporeans or if you are someone who is working in Singapore, so what do I think about this? The cost of living, the money, and also the public transport, the safety, and so on. So please leave a comment down below. If you like content like this, please don't forget to follow me so that you can get more content like this and I can make more videos like this. Alright, so I see you on the next video. Bye.